All right, so using the same capture as we did from the TCP analysis, we're going to look at some HTTP information. So we have an HTTP conversation over TCP, but some of these packets you'll see are specifically highlighted as being HTTP packets. And there's a number of these that are actually containing HTTP information, but how Wireshark will display it is it'll just wait until it has the entire payload, and then it'll just give you this one packet, and you can see it's reassembled from all these segments. So actually, 6, 8, 10, 11, blah, 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 all these packets contain HTTP information. It's just being split up because it exceeds, you can't just send everything in one packet. It's just breaking it up. So right away, we'll just select our HTTP packet here. And in the HTTP header section, we'll see, all right, we're sending a GET request for download.html, and we're sending it to this site, ethereal.com. There's some additional information here about user agents and timers for keep alives. Yeah, I guess depending on the issue you're troubleshooting, you may just glance over that, but it's good to know that that information is captured in this packet. So as we know from our TCP video, we have this GET request being sent, the web server acknowledges, and then it starts to transfer this data. So all of this data makes up this download.html page. So if we scroll down, we get a response. After all the data has been transferred, we see this HTTP 200 OK message, indicating the GET request was valid. And like I said earlier, Wireshark will actually aggregate all that information that was sent in the data packets here, and it will be displayed in this final packet here. So you can actually expand this. Oh, sorry. And here is your website. There's your information that was sent. Easier way to do it, you can actually just follow stream. And here's the data that was transferred. So we have a GET request for download.html and all of the data. So you'll actually see this HTTP 200 was actually sent initially, which is expected. I sent a GET request. It's going to have to say, okay, this request is good. And then it's going to send me the data, right? So in Wireshark, it puts it at the end stating, okay, the transfer is completed. The web server itself is actually responding immediately. It's just how Wireshark breaks it down. You can actually turn off that feature by going to protocol preferences and reassemble HTTP headers spanning multiple TCP segments. So here we can see we send the GET request. The web server immediately responds with 200 OK, saying that, okay, this file is valid, I have it, and you are allowed to access it. And then it starts to transfer that information. So just how you want to view it. Doesn't make a huge difference. It's just something to keep in mind. So a couple other HTTP error codes you'll likely come across, like the obvious one, 404 not found. You'll probably see a 301 file has been moved. I think there's an authentication one, unauthorized 401. There we go. So you'll be able to see those in here if it's plain HTTP. If it's encrypted via SSL, TLS, you're not going to be able to see those HTTP headers. You'll only have the TCP and SSL header information. So the last quick thing I want to touch on for HTTP is if it is HTTP, not HTTPS, or if it's decrypted, you can actually export objects if the capture is like a full capture, not a sliced capture. So just to demonstrate that, I have a capture here from the SharkFest 2013 challenge. So here we have a GET request for this PNG file. I can see the data was transferred and HTTP 200 OK was received. So because all of this data was captured in Wireshark, I can actually export this object to view this picture. I can do that by going to File, Export Objects, HTTP. So I know it's packet 2504 that I want. And go to 2504. Now I'd go Save. Now, after I've saved that file, I can go ahead and open it, and there you have it. Picture of a star. So you can export any of these files from Wireshark. So as long as the information was captured, and the data in full was captured in Wireshark, you can export it. See different options here. HTTP is the common one, but you can export these other protocols as well. Actually, I guess it would be helpful to go over how I found this image. So how SharkFest works is you get some captures, they ask you some questions, you have to go and find the information out of those captures. So this one, they were looking for go export this file, this specific file, and tell us what shape it is. So you have to be able to find this one file out of this entire capture. Quick and easy way, Control F for find. You can type in the file name. Default will be display filter. So you can put it as a string. You're looking for a string, and you're looking for that information in either the packet list, details, or bytes. So I'm looking for that in the packet bytes, and just hit find. So here, it'll show me that, okay, this is the GET request for this file. So what I did was just follow TCP stream. Here's my GET request. Here's my HTTP 200 OK. And that's packet 2504. Then when you look at the export list, you have the packet number on the side, 2504. Load small.